Hi, this is Caroline, always reminding you that you are created beautifully. I really try to like you. I really try to like you. Thank you again for watching and coming back to my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and like this video. We are here for the Smackdown of the makeup sponges. Today we are going to do a review. So there are three that we have here. We'll start with one that's probably the most famous that's on the market. It is the Beauty Blender. Now, the Beauty Blender retails for $20. $20? I could get a whole box of diapers for $20. Next on the market, we have the Sonia Kashuk Beauty Sponge. And it retails for $7. The last one that I have never tried before, which I'm very curious about, is this one, the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. And this retails for $4.99. So if this sponge works out, you're saving yourself a whole lot of money. So that's what this whole review is all about. Let's get right into it. So all three of these sponges are wet. As you can see, they double in size when they are wet. So typically what I like to do is I run it under cold water and then I squeeze it until it's dry. But even after I squeeze it, what I like to do is grab a towel and I'll even squeeze excess water out of each sponge. So just on the feel of the sponge, the Beauty Blender is very squishy, yet still very firm. Like you can feel that it holds its shape. The Sonia Kashuk, out of all three of these, is probably the most firm even when wet. I think it's not gonna blend out the foundation very well, but we will try it. Now this Real Techniques is actually the softest out of the three. Like as you can see, like I'm barely putting any pressure on there and it's very blendable. So let's say the softest would be the Real Technique just off of just squeezing it down. Next would be our Beauty Blender. Last would be the Sonia Kashuk. So what I'm gonna do is I have my eyes and my brows already done. I'm gonna try out these sponges and we'll divide my face into three sections and then I'll talk as I'm applying my foundation. So the foundation I'm gonna use today is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Since I'm familiar with the Beauty Blender, I'll use my forehead for the Beauty Blender. On the right side, I'll use the Real Techniques sponge and then the Sonia Kashuk on my left side. This is one pump and I think I'm gonna do two. And so I'm just gonna start with the Real Technique because that's the one I'm the most curious about. I like that it has this flat side, but it's gonna fit the under eye area. I'm gonna start with that. It feels really nice against my skin. Always want to get my ear area. Definitely want to come down. And I'm going to try this out with my concealer as well and also with powder just to get a good feel for the sponges. I feel like that worked really well. Let's move on to the Sonia Kashuk. Super firm, it's really odd. It feels odd. It feels rough against my skin. This sponge, it feels really hard. Like I feel like I'm doing the same pressure on both sponges. However, I like the coverage of the Sonia Kashuk. In comparison, like I'm liking the coverage of this side. Lastly, we are going to go in with the Beauty Blender and I'm going to use that for my forehead area. And that blended out really well. Because this is a foundation and because I really want to test out these sponges, I'm going to put another layer. Typically, I would not do that. I would go out with this. This is enough coverage, but I really want to put these sponges to the test. And I'm going to put it more in the problematic area. I'm going to use this side this time just so I can see how I'm feeling. Like it's a bit too soft. The Real Technique sponge is too soft. Like it doesn't have a real good grip on the foundation. I feel like it's moving the foundation too much. Let's go ahead in with the Sonia Kashuk. See, like, I feel like the coverage stays right in place and it's melting into my skin. Although I don't like the feel of this against my face. I feel like it's too harsh. But I'm really, really liking the coverage of the Sonia Kashuk. Am I even saying that right? I don't even know. Right, we're gonna take the Beauty Blender and we're just gonna blend that out at the top. Now the Beauty Blender is the sponge that I use every single time I apply my makeup. This is my go-to way. I will be doing a review on the Real Technique foundation brush. I used to use the stippling brushes for my foundation, but what often happens is there's a lot of streaking. So that's why I really stopped using foundation brushes. Again, be doing that review on the Real Techniques foundation brush because I'm curious to see if it really works. It's a lot of hype here on YouTube. Now let's go ahead and go in with our concealer. Because I only have 2 eyes, I'm only going to be testing out the Sonia Kashuk and the Real Techniques sponge. And today I'm going to be using the Radiant Creamy NARS Concealer, and I am in the color medium dark. I should know this. Medium dark caramel. I like to let my concealer sit here a little bit. I'm letting it sit. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts so far. Right now, I'm going to have to say the Beauty Blender. Just for the liquid foundation, I'm going to have to go with the Beauty Blender. Second will be the Sonia Kashuk makeup sponge. And then last will be these Real Techniques. Although it feels good in your hand, it's moving your liquid foundations and I'm just not feeling it. I love that the shape is different. So I'm definitely going to put that to the test as I'm doing my under eye area. And then we're going to add some powder. We're also going to try to do some contouring. We're really going to put these sponges to the test. Contour. Let's go in with the Real Technique because that's the one that's getting the least amount of points and least amount of love today. I love that it has that shape because you can get it right up under the eye area. Actually, I'm feeling like the area that I thought it was going to fit doesn't really, it's not really giving me love right there. I still feel like I want to use the tip for that. I'm not really feeling that. All right, let's do the other side here. Again, the coverage of the Sonia Kashuk is just so much better than the Real Techniques. I hope that the camera's picking this up, but I'm getting a lot more coverage on this side versus the Real Techniques side, and that is not good. I am just not liking the coverage. I really wanted to love this. I mean, $4.99, $4.99, $4.99. Just not feeling it. I'm gonna use my baby. Now let's see how these blend out. I'm gonna go back into our Real Techniques and I'm gonna use this angle and I'm just gonna try to blend that out. Trying to love this, guys. I really am. I mean, $4, but it's just so hard. I'm just not loving it. That blended out okay, but it's just so flimsy. Sonia Kashuk here. I really like how that blends out. I really do. I can definitely see a difference between both sides. Like I really can. Now to my Beauty Blender. Just want to get that into the hairline so that it appears your lovely gigantic forehead looks a lot smaller. Seriously, it's seamless. I'm going to take my go-to, my Sacha Buttercup loose setting powder. I'm going to use the Real Technique sponge. hate to be dissing this product, dude. Keep it real, you guys. I mean, $4 is still $4, $4.99. I'm feeling like I just cannot get a grip. I have very dark circles and I have a lot of lines under my eyes. And so the powder is so important. Sponge and the powder to get under there, it's going to crease. People, my eyes are going to crease. But the important thing is to have the least amount possible. And I can't, this sponge, I feel like it's just not getting under my eye. So irritating. The Sonia Kashuk sponge, same way. I'm gonna dip it right into going towards the tip. Okay, I feel like this is where it's kind of falling apart for the Sonia Kashuk. I feel like it's not getting the powder. It's not doing the powder. Just gonna put some under here. Why did I wear a black shirt? I'm not sure. Look at that. Someone wasn't thinking this video there. So I'm just gonna powder my face. See, the Beauty Blender just has so much ease. So much ease with powder. And I know I'm looking a whole lot of crazy powder right now. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm really trying. We're gonna let this bake a little bit. We're just gonna let it bake a little bit. We're gonna put it in the oven at 375 and I'm gonna turn it up and I'm gonna sit here. I'm just kidding. I do have to let it sit and bake. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my eye look. I'm gonna put some lipstick and some blush on, and then I will come in with my final thoughts, the battle of the beauty sponges. I really try to like you. Like, I really, really try to like you. Because I could $4.99, I could spend $7, and I could skip out on $20. All right, so I have my full face on now, and I want to give you my final thoughts. I went ahead and I tried out these sponges. I took a chance to go outside and check out what makeup looks like, clean the sponges out, and the Real Technique really came out really clean, really fast. The Sonia Kashuk, can you see some of the foundation is still in there? The Beauty Blender cleans out great. Final thoughts is I really wanted to love you. You're the cheapest out of all three, and I couldn't. Like, I'm serious, I couldn't. I want to save some money. You guys know I got 3 kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. It does not pay much. It pays kisses and hugs. But I cannot, in my good conscience, send anyone out to get this sponge. It may work for some people, but it is very flimsy. It's very soft. It feels good, but it doesn't do its job. It didn't blend out my foundation well, the liquid foundation. It didn't blend out my concealer well. It just moved everything around. So Real Techniques Beauty Sponge, sorry, it's a no-go for me. Save your money. Sonia Kashuk Beauty Sponge, $7. It's not much more than the Real Technique. And if you're just starting out in makeup, I would say go ahead and grab it. I will give it a thumbs up. For the price range, for $7, it's good. I don't see any breakdown in the sponge. I don't think it cleans very well. This is one application, and it does blend out pretty well. It doesn't feel good against the face though. I mean, it's really, really firm, way too firm for my liking. But if you wanna really get a sponge that's worth the money, that's really gonna last long, like I've had my beauty sponges forever before I can notice that there's any breakdown in the actual sponge. One I'm gonna go with is the Beauty Blender. Spend the extra bucks, save your money, save your time. It definitely is a great sponge and I would highly, highly recommend it. It is $20, but it's going to be worth every single cent. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay encouraged. God bless you. Bye. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share this video, and come on back for some more. Sonia Kashuk Beauty Sponge. Beauty Sponge.